This program is brought to you by the following sponsors.
What is going on, guys? Jay Shy here with another video, and today's video is actually going to be an impressions video. Impressions on a game that I actually recently just finished, and it's this game right here. Senran Kagura Peach Beach Splash. This game is a third-person arena shooter. I'm gonna classify it as that. It's an arena shooter. So you guys know I just recently got this game, and I actually had very, very low expectations for this game, but this game actually exceeded those expectations. So Senran Kagura Peach Beach Splash is a third-person arena shooter with surprisingly a lot of depth. It has pretty good mechanics to it. I'm gonna dibble dabble into sections, and I'm gonna try not to make this impressions video too long. So first off, let's talk about story. The story is pretty anime based. There's a bad guy. There is something you have to get through, like a situation that all the characters have to get through, and that's pretty much it. Nothing too big. I mean, it's basically kind of, anime cliche-ish. There is like this bigger undertone where there's a tournament being held, and the fact that all the girls are fighting is going to release some type of ninja energy. There you go. I mean, that's the best way I can do it without any spoilers. Now, the best part about this game is the gameplay. This game plays like if you were playing under a tournament. So you basically have 5-on-5. It's online, or you can play a story mode where it's just you and you have like all these NPCs. But it plays 5v5, and what makes the game interesting is that even though all the characters are pretty much basically the same, the game works off of two different mechanics. One is the weapon mechanic and the deck building mechanic. So let's start with the weapons. So this game is filled with water guns. Everything is water gun based. So you have your basic standard issue water guns, which is a pistol, dual pistols, shotguns, assault rifles, and then you start to get into the more interesting weaponry later on, which is like the sniper rifle, the grenade launchers, the rocket launcher, which shoots like balloons of rockets, which is pretty cool. And then you have two of my favorites, which is the minigun and the shower head. It looks like a shower head. Like you hold a shower head and you have like this giant hose and you run around with it and you just spray things with it. But after playing it for numerous amounts of hours, because I actually like this game, you start to notice that every gun has its own strengths and weaknesses. Like pistols shoot extremely fast and run out of bullets really fast. They have a high rate of fire, but they reload quite quickly. In terms of like, if you pick, let's say, the assault rifle is basically pretty much what it sounds like. It's an assault rifle. It shoots. It has a short burst spread, and it's kind of hard to hit targets at long range. So you have to be kind of close, mid-range to short range, and stuff like that. But what makes the game interesting is like weapons like the shower head and the minigun. The minigun basically has a high rate of fire. It can eliminate an enemy very, very quickly, but it runs out of ammo very, very fast, and it takes a very, very long time to reload. But there's a mechanic in the game that's really interesting. If you shoot your allies with your water, it gives them like a buff. So like, because I like to play support roles in everything I play, whether it's an MMO or something like this, which was actually pretty interesting, I would always use the shower head, because the shower head has two different types of rates of fire, and you can shoot differently with it, but I would always run behind my allies and shoot my allies and give them buffs with my water gun, which was actually pretty cool because you can spray it amongst like a huge group of people, or allies or whatever. But it has very, very low damage. It doesn't do quite big of a deal of damage. Then you have the deck building thing. Okay, so the deck building mechanic is probably one of my favorites because I like card games, and this game has kind of like a loot box system, but you don't have to buy anything. You can just earn it through the game, and it doesn't take long. So every time you finish a match and you win, they give you a pack of cards, like 3. I think is it 3 or is it 1? No, it's 1 pack of cards. They give you 1 pack of cards. You open it, you get 15 cards. And depending whether you get rares or uncommons and stuff like that, you can add it to the characters you mostly use. Every card has a different type of buff. Like, for instance, like because I like to play support roles, I put a bunch of support cards in the character I like to play as. And that means every time I sprayed my allies with weapons, their buffs go up times like 40%. It was insane how crazy you can make your characters. What makes it even more interesting is that you can build decks for your NPCs so that if you're playing through story mode, you can have this unstoppable team. You just switch around their cards to fit whatever you want that person's weapon to be. Like if you want to have a good sniper, you would put long range this, long range that. I put a lot of, in one of my snipers, I put like a lot of long range durability, but I put, not durability, but long range, like high accuracy and attack. But I also put, if they should ever get like knocked down, a giant force field will go around them so that they'll have a time to recover from whatever situation they're in. So I thought that was a cool idea. But you can match all these different deck builds. It was insane. I love this game. Another thing that was pretty cool is the fact that like every different weapon type has like a certain type of jetpack. Every character has this jetpack thing, which actually made the game actually very, very fast paced. So if you guys are ever familiar with that game Vanquish, you can, like, the way the character like slides around and shoots at the same time, you can do all of that stuff in this game, which makes it even more fun. Like you just see a bunch of people just sliding around on the floor and shooting at one another. It was actually pretty crazy to actually see that there was actually some people online playing this game. One of my friends saw me playing this and he was like, yo, this game looks fun as hell, and he actually ended up getting the game. So we actually went online and started playing and stuff like that. Now I will warn you, this game is full of fan service. Like, I'm talking about fan service to the max though. So there's like this kind of mini game, sort of, where if you shoot your opponent, there's like this kind of mini game, like you run up to them and when you hold the square button, it activates this mini game where you take this squishy duck thing and you squirt the girls with it until either their top or their bottom falls off. Now you don't see anything because they like block it out with like sparkles and stuff, but wow, I'm surprised this game got localized because of that. Luckily, the game actually gives you an option to like go into like the dressing rooms, and you can actually put clothes and customize your characters the way you want, like all of them, like completely. There's an online, not an online, but there is a shop in the game where you can buy headgear, clothes. You can wear their original clothes from the original game, which is actually pretty interesting too. So, because I didn't expect to have all that type of customization. The only like the con that I have with this game is that there's not a lot of modes. There isn't. I think there's just the one mode where it's just you versus like, it's just 5v5. Occasionally in story mode there is like you versus like 30 like random enemies, and that's about it. Like every mode is the same. I mean, you have to play this with friends or play it online or play it as a competitive type of game, put the game on the highest difficulty kind of thing. That's about it. But I will say this, the game has some of the most funniest fan service-y boss fights in the story mode that I've seen in a video game yet, and I like this game. My wife hates it when I play it, but I like it, and it's hilariously good. I do recommend it if you are clearly of age to play this game, minus all the water and stuff like that. But the game has customization. It gives you options, like tons of options, and that's one of the things I like in this game, is the fact that it gives you options, because I feel like a lot of games don't do that nowadays. They don't give you options to do really much of anything unless you pay for it, and that kind of sucks. And like this game allows you to do both, which is pretty good. And it's very under the radar, so not a lot of I assume now a lot of people are probably not going to be playing this game, but it is good. It is a pretty good game, and I do recommend it. And There is a once you beat the game, like the core story mode, like you unlock other characters that you can play with, and there's a story mode for them too. I'm actually gonna run through that. I'm actually running through that now, but I haven't really had much time, mostly because I've been doing so much reading as of lately. So I decided to like finish this game off and then flip-flop between the two. But other than that, I recommend it. This game is a pass. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time for my next video, whether it be another impressions or it be a video on more manga. Yeah, so I will see you guys next time. Peace.